Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create Facebook slideshow ads. So slideshow ads on Facebook, it's a fantastic format that I'd strongly recommend you use. It's a way of taking often fairly boring static image ads, adding in some movement, some animation, some extra text overlay so you can highlight the benefits of the product or service that you're advertising, and it can really help grab your audience's attention and improve the results you're going to get from it. So we will often, as a Facebook advertising agency, when we create ads for our clients, we might have a number of image ads, static image ads. We will often test those against slideshow ads. It'll be very, very similar, but with that movement, that animation, and the ability to have more text on your image without getting penalized by Facebook, we often see better results. So it's something I would definitely recommend you give a go. Facebook slideshow ads are fairly easy to create, and that's what this video is all about. Before you go, something I'll quickly mention is that at the end of this video, there's a couple of free things I'm going to mention, free Facebook advertising related resources that I think you're going to find really valuable. So make sure you stick around to the end to hear about those. With that said, let's get into it. So I am in a demonstration Facebook ad account. I'm in Ads Manager. Hopefully you know how to get there. If you don't, check out my YouTube channel. I've got lots of videos on how to create your first Facebook ad campaign and stuff like that goes through those details if you are new to Facebook advertising. Right, slideshow ads. Let's get into it. So I'm just going to create an example campaign for this. So let's go with example Facebook slideshow ad campaign. We can leave all this sort of stuff. I'm not going to cover anything at the campaign or ad set level or anything like that. I've got plenty of other videos for that sort of stuff. In fact, I'll include a link to how to create a Facebook ad campaign, sort of going through the whole steps in the video description below. So check that out if you are interested in finding out how that's done, or you're new to it, or even if you just want to see how to do it properly if you're not sure, which is always a good thing to do. Right. What we are going to focus on in this video is the slideshow ad itself. Let's save that to draft. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and minimize that. Click into our new campaign, click into our new ad set. By the way, don't worry about all the other stuff that's in this account. It's a demonstration account, so there's just all sorts in it. It helps me create these videos. Oh, and don't worry about what's behind me. It's not my usual background. I'm recording course material today, and I just want to take a break to record this video for you guys. It's an incredibly dreary day today, so I'm sort of sat where the light is somewhat decent. I mean, it's a dreary day all the time in December in the UK, but what are you going to do? Okay, so let's go ahead and edit this. So I'm not going to focus on too much of the other settings. What you want to make sure is you've got here, so we've got format, choose how you'd like to structure your ad. So you want to select single image or video. It's a little bit misleading, but they do say under here, one image or video, or a slideshow with multiple images. The way Facebook thinks of a slideshow is more like a video. That's kind of how it plays, but that's kind of misleading because it's not a video. If I say I run a video ad, you probably think of something more like what I'm recording right now, or perhaps you think of a product demonstration video or something like that. A slideshow is more sort of image-based, but with animation. Let's click in and have a look. So Facebook's going to display a sort of some examples here on the right-hand side. You can see the sort of thing I'm talking about. It's not a video. In my mind, that's a slideshow. That's a Facebook slideshow ad, and they do have Create Slideshow in here. One of the big advantages of slideshow over full video is that they're much easier to create. So you don't have to sort of either hire a video studio or get equipment like I've got behind me or work out all that sort of stuff. It's relatively straightforward to create these. You could take a bunch of single images, overlay some text, and boom, you've got a slideshow. So, but that's the big advantage. But of course, it's a lot easier. There are a lot of advantages over simple static images because, as I said, look at this. This has got movement. It's got different images. It's got text on the ad, text that can be that large. So that has obvious advantages over a single image ad. So when you come in here, let's assume that you've got an idea of how you would structure an ad. Let's say you've already got some single image ads created. You'd come in here, you want to have a play with some of the presets. So Facebook's got loads of different presets and they give you in here. So they give you how many images this displays and how long it lasts for. So some are really short, like 6 seconds, some are longer, about 15 seconds. But you can hopefully get the idea of the sort of thing that you might be looking to do. So come in and have a play. So obviously if you want to display like a product range, or perhaps you've got a number of different images around one product that represents a large purchase. I mean, A very obvious example would be like a car. If you wanted to create a slideshow image for a car, you might want to do something that includes a lot more images because you're going to want to show lots of different angles, the interior, the exterior, the back of the car, the front of the car, etc., etc. You know, the sort of thing I talk about. So think about how your products and services are going to be advertised. And that'll help you decide, okay, I probably want this many images, I want it to last for this long. In general, the easier the purchases to make, so the lower the price, the more sort of general appeal. You probably want to keep things nice and short and snappy. The larger, more considered the purchase is, you're going to want to use a longer slideshow and more images because people need more proof to take action and click through and have a look at the ad itself. Okay, so let's just go with the super simple preset to start with. So the first thing you want to do is select your preset. Oh, by the way, you've got these presets. You can also create slideshow and then go into the various steps yourself, and you've got more functionality with that. Once you select your option, you come down here and click continue. But I would probably recommend you go ahead with the with one of the presets, because a lot of the presets, they look pretty cool, to be honest. They're probably easier to use than coming up with your own thing. So if you hover over these here, not only have I mentioned about the images and the time, but if you hover over them, they've got what they think you can use these for. Now, you can get very creative with these, but this one, for example, is sell multiple products. This one's drive product discovery, promote a product, show product benefits. So that's where I said about, you know, the car, for example, you might want to use this one because you're going to have lots of different product benefits. Spotlight one particular image, showcase a square image. So let's have a quick look. What does that look like? You can see you've just got the one image, but you've got a lot more text over it, okay? So let's say, for example, I was advertising a service. This might be a great option to go with. In fact, let's give that as an example, okay? There's a bunch of different ones we can use, but let's use that as an example. Let's say I'm advertising a service. So here you go. You come into this sort of interface here, and you've got a bunch of different options. So you can customize your scene. You can, first thing obviously you want to do is select your background, select your image. So I've got a bunch of different images in here that I've used in previous videos to sort of, as I said, this is a demonstration ad account. Let's say, for example, I'm advertising tennis lessons. Let's say that's what I'm marketing in here, and that's why I would want to use the one image and keep it short because I'm only advertising the one thing, okay? So a lot of people with Facebook slideshow ads think that you can only advertise products. That's not true. You can advertise services, and this is exactly how you do it. I'll go back in a second and show you how a product version would be done. But it's good to tick both boxes. So I'm advertising tennis lessons. Okay, this is an example I've used before. So what we've got in here is this image. Now, I've added in that image as a background. I probably want to crop that a little bit differently. I mean, that might, for example, be a better crop there. You can see that. I mean, maybe you want to include the other player. You want to get sort of halfway between the two. You see the sort of thing I'm talking about. That's up to you. Okay, so we've got a logo on the left-hand side. I can change image. I can remove it altogether. I can change its position. Look, I can move this round the screen. Again, these are the sorts of things you can't regularly do with Facebook ads a lot of times because text is going to get in the way. Facebook aren't going to allow you to do that because it's going to be, in their mind, too much text. Or at least they'll let you to do that, but they'll penalize your ad when it runs. You may have seen that warning message pop up. Your ad's reach may be reduced because of too much text. You want to avoid that. You don't want Facebook penalizing your ad for anything. So you can move it around. They've got it top left, and then obviously you can have it really little small, or you can have it much larger, medium, etc. So a lot of these options are fairly self-explanatory, but I'm just sort of going through to have a text. So headline, this is a big advantage of a lot of slideshow ads. You can put text on your thing. So let's say, for example, I'm advertising tennis lessons. I'm a tennis instructor, I'm advertising tennis lessons, and my initial hook-in offer is a free tennis lesson. So free tennis lessons, something like that. Now that doesn't really stand out, does it? So maybe I could put in a background color, where I can do something like that, or perhaps I could make it blue, make it stand out a bit more. Maybe I could reduce the opacity. I'm not very designy, by the way, guys. I have people on my staff that are much better at that than me, so this is probably going to look awful, but I'm more sort of showing you how this works and how the process can work. So here we go now. We've got free tennis lessons. That stands out. I can change the font. Make it bold if I want it to stand out. That looks rubbish. I can go with something a little bit smaller. I can change the position of the text, so I can make it high, to the right, etc., etc. In the middle looks pretty good to me. change the text color, of course. I can make that black. I quite like the idea of white. Then we scroll down and we've got this call to action text underneath here. I'll scroll this back because we're going to have a look at this in a second. So let's say I've got free tennis lessons as my, in fact, I'll move it out so I can see it all. Let's say I've got free tennis lessons in my headline. Well, perhaps you want to specify a location. So it could have, you know, click here to book your free lesson. Oh, I'm going to have characters. So let's go with book your free lesson in, so Bristol is a town here in the UK, if you're watching this from somewhere else, fairly large city. Book a free lesson in Bristol. So as you can see, I'm running into text length issues there. That's just something you'd have to live with. There's only so much text you'll be able to put in this sort of example. But here we go, book a free lesson in Bristol. So I'm specifying that where the location is, because that might, you know, if you live in Bristol and you see this ad pop up, oh, okay, yeah, I would love to learn how to play tennis. I'd love to start with a free tennis lesson. I live in Bristol. Great, this ad speaks to me. Let's go ahead and book that. And again, you can move this stuff around. So I can move it over here, wherever I want, etc., etc. Book a free lesson in Bristol. Looks good to me. Again, you can't really see it that well, so I might want to put in a background color. You know, I might want to go with something red. I mean, to my mind, that looks pretty awful. I'm not doing this a lot of justice, but the idea is that you can see the sort of thing that I'm talking about, and you can see how you could make it look a lot nicer. Okay? So we could have stuff popping up like that. Maybe you had a brand color that you wanted to highlight things in. But you can see how you can go in and you can customize these things and make them look how you want them to look. Obviously make it look good with your image. But here's the thing. So here's the advantage that a slideshow ad has. So we could just have an image that kind of looks like that. Facebook would definitely flag you for having too much text. So you couldn't even get away with that much text on your image. But let's say we had an image that looks like that. What you can't have with a static image ad is it do this. That might not seem like a lot, but it popping up with that, as someone scrolls through their Facebook newsfeed, that's going to help grab their attention. As they're scrolling through, oh, wow, you know, just holds their attention long enough. Because the whole point of your image and your creative is to grab someone's attention so they then check it out. They then go ahead and take a look at your ad and see what your headline is and see what your primary text is and see what, you know, okay, I'll click through to the website and see what this offer is, etc., etc. So having that movement is, well, I've gone to the end, is absolutely key. It's just a really quick 6-second setup. So you can see that's very, very, very simple. Now, if I click back, okay, so let's now have a look at how you would do that if you're selling, let's say, like a range of products. So let's go ahead, this one says sell multiple products. That's what this format is designed for. So I've got that selected. Now let's go ahead and click continue. We will scroll up and you can see I've got these 4 scenes in here. So let's just go in and add in a bunch of, let's assume, I know these aren't, but let's just assume they're products. These are just images I've got in my demonstration ad account. Oh, let me get on to stickers. Okay, let's assume we've got 4 scenes. Right. Now you can add in logos and all sorts of things. There's over various images, you've got text. So we could have 50% sale today only. That's not going to be visible, so let's just do the old trick of adding in something like that. Again, you could probably make that look a lot nicer. So we've got that for scene 2. What are our options on scene 3? Again, it's just a logo. And scene 4, we've also got another headline. So we could add in, what could we add in here? Maybe another product benefit around our thing. So let me think. So we've got 50% off sales, but we want to let people know. What's another benefit? All products manufactured. Oh, how about something really simple? Free shipping on all orders. Okay, and then again, that's going to be at the bottom. We can't really see that, so why don't we stick that in red? Free shipping on all orders. Again, you can make this stuff look a lot nicer. But here we go. Let's have a look at this. So instead of just using, like, say, for example, a carousel ad that advertises multiple products. And by the way, when I say instead of, I would test alongside. So test this alongside using a carousel, because you may find that the carousel actually performs better. It's always good to test. But this is just a great option to use Facebook slideshow ads. I'm just showing you exactly how to do it. So let's assume that each one of these images was a product image. You have to use your imagination a little bit there. And let's just play it. So you can see the animation there is great. You know, we've got, let's play from the beginning again. You've got this is moving, grabs your attention. This flies in, 50% off sale today is an advantage. Then you've got all the images moving, free shipping on all orders, and it goes faster than I can talk about. But you can add in these benefits using the text about the product or service. The movement, the different images is going to grab people's attention. So hopefully you can see exactly how this sort of thing would work. Let's say, for example, I click continue. You can then, as you can see here, adjust things for the various placement options that you're going to use. Now, if you just want to keep things really simple, I'd recommend getting rid of stories, just going ahead and using the square version, because you see, it says 3 placements are using this version here, which is Facebook stories, Instagram stories, and Messenger stories. You can see it, my text there. You can see how it would look in this. It's going to look different. Maybe you can crop your images. Maybe you can structure this in a way that makes it look good on stories, and that may be something you want to do. So, for example, I am now I've clicked edit. This is only editing those 3, only editing for those 3 placements, because you can customize ad creative via placement. So all the stories placements that have this aspect ratio, you know, that have this vertical view as opposed to the square, are going to use this. So for example, I can specifically crop for this. So maybe I want to do that instead. And maybe I want to, on here with this image, maybe I want to, with the text, maybe I want to change how that's displayed. But if we go and have a look at it now, let's go back to the beginning. Let's pause, go back to the beginning. So this is now how it's going to look on stories, as opposed to how it's going to look on the square, the Facebook and Instagram ad placement options that can use the square format. Hopefully that makes sense. So you can see you might want to crop things to make them look a bit different, make them look a bit better. Okay? And Facebook's really good at helping you do that. So I'm going to select continue. So now we've got 10 placements using this, which is all the sort of regular placements you expect. We've got the 3 stories placements using that. This is relatively new, as you can see this pop up here. Now we can click use video. So Facebook will now turn that slideshow, that Facebook slideshow ad that we just created, into a video, which, as I say, can take between 30 and 2 minutes. And that's what's going to be added in here. You'll be able to see it in the preview. Now, because Facebook have turned that into a video, you can't edit a slideshow that's been created. You can go ahead and create a new one based on what you already did, but you can't edit an existing one. So that's just something to be aware of. Just make sure you get it right the first time, or it's just going to take you a little bit of time to work it out. They're taking a little bit of time in here. Now, I'm not going to go through headline, primary text, and things like that. I've covered that in other videos, so go and check those out. One thing I will quickly mention is that if you're advertising a range of products using a slideshow, my advice is the same as if you're creating a carousel ad. It's obviously keep the benefits and things like that. Keep them product range wide as opposed specific to an individual product. You know, if you start talking about an individual product in the primary text that goes above the slideshow, but you're displaying 6 different products, but that only applies to one, it's going to be all sort of confusing. Does that relate to all of them? So just keep it broad. So yeah, there are ways, for example, where you can talk about the range. So that's what I did in that slideshow ad that I created. I had 50% off all products, free shipping on orders. That's something that's applicable to the entire product range, not just a product within the slideshow itself. So I just want to give it a bit of time. Hopefully it can load and we can have a quick look at how this preview looks. Okay, here we go. So you can see we've got the square format. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't that look great? Okay, so it's going back round now. Let's pause that. So you can just see, for example, oh, by the way, this is how you then go in and customize the placement. See 9 using this, 3 are using this. But if I was to put in, you know, 50% off all, get out of the way, off all products, you can see this on the desktop newsfeed. Let's have a look on the mobile newsfeed. I've spelled off. I've got the O in the wrong place. But you can see it puts it above the slideshow, right? So that's why it needs to be applicable to the entire, like everything that's being advertised here, not just the one of the products, for example. Just a quick note on that. Okay, so that's how you create Facebook slideshow ads. I would strongly recommend you give them a go. They are fantastic, can produce great results. Now, before I go, there's something I want to very quickly, two things I want to quickly mention that I talked about at the beginning of the video that you can get for free Facebook advertising related resources. One is my 5-part Facebook ad template you can download right now for free. And this template includes some of the best performing ads that we've created for our clients in a number of different industries. And if you're wondering, well, what do I include for my primary text, for my headline, all that sort of stuff, all of that you'll find in the Facebook ad template. So I strongly recommend you go and download that. You can model from those ads, should really help you improve your performance. Next thing I want to mention, oh, by the way, there'll be a link to that in the video description if you want to go ahead and download that. Next thing I want to mention is my Facebook ads mastermind group, which is my free Facebook group. It's got over 14,000 members. Fantastic community full of Facebook advertisers, people looking to get better results. So people post questions and they get them answered by experts all day, every day. If you're looking to sort of get your questions answered, that is the place to do it. So go ahead and join. It's completely free to join. Again, there'll be a link in the video description. And if you are looking to get better results from your Facebook advertising and you want a professional agency to create, optimize, manage your campaigns for you, and you're spending or looking to spend more than $3,000 per month, then I'd love to have a conversation with you. You can book a free strategy session with me. Again, there'll be a link in the video description. Go ahead and check that out. You can book a free strategy session with me where we can discuss how we can help you with our services. I can ask you questions about your business to make sure you're a right fit. You can take a look at our website as well to see some of the results that we've produced for previous companies. We've got amazing screenshots from accounts that have had, 20x ROI, and we've generated 20,000 leads for this company, all that sort of stuff. So we really are very good at what we're doing, and if you want help with that, make sure you go ahead and book a phone call, completely no obligation. We can just discuss to see if we might be able to work together. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel for more Facebook advertising related content. I release videos like this all the time. So if you're looking for better results with Facebook advertising, and why wouldn't you be? I don't think there's any better advertising platform ever created than Facebook and obviously Instagram advertising. So go ahead and subscribe. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. I always really appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.